Hi everyone, my name is Cookie King, and I am here again with another community cast for a game sent in to me by a fellow Redditor from the StarCraft subreddit. It was sent in to me by Myopia, the blue Protoss player on the northern base of this map. His opponent is named Outplayed. He is the Red Terran player in the southern portion of the map, and we're going to have to see if Myopia is able to outplay the outplayer. Or maybe he's saying he got outplayed, so maybe this will just simply be a very easy game for our Protoss player. Starting off, got a nice pylon here, chilling at the base. Supply depot. It's opting to not wall off. It's not a terrible decision. Really, walling off is kind of necessary for Zerg, obviously, to prevent Zergling rushes. It's nice to have against Protoss to prevent early Zealots from getting into the base, but usually you'll have a Marine or two. By the time Zealots will get to your base, especially when you're spawning from these very far spawn positions, so you'll be able to kite the Zealot and hopefully be able to kill him with ease. Got a scouting probe coming out, a barracks coming down, being constructed for Outplayed. Gas is being taken from Myopia. Team supply. Gateway's halfway done. This probe's gonna not go to the correct base. It's gonna get there, figure out that no one's there, be pretty disappointed he missed out on the party, and then go down the block to find another place. SCV going to the wrong address too. Misread the invitation, but it looks like both players are going to find the opponent's base on their second try, with Myopia finding the base just a couple seconds before Outplayed does. Got a cybernetics core coming down, a Zealot being trained, orbital command just finished. There's that Marine wanting to kill the probe to prevent any proxy pylons from being constructed, and he succeeds. No more scouting probe. This SCV is going to get there right when the Zealot is finished. So Zealot ignores him, just walks by. Zealot is now going to chase him, prevent him from getting too much information. This pylon's here to make sure no drops occur in the hidden smoke. Another pylon being made, gotta keep those probes and pylons in good supply. And a command center being built before the second barracks, and then 2 more barracks being added on for a total of 3 barracks. No gas is taken yet. Had a handful of Marines, a bunker being thrown down. It's interesting. But we do have a Zealot and a Stalker going to Outplayed's base, just to do some poking and prodding, see what's up, get some scouting information, since when the probe arrived, there wasn't really too much to scout. The expansion was not yet being made. He in fact only saw the barracks. He did not see everything. He didn't even see the command center. Stalker and Zealot arrive right when the bunker finishes. Bunker's all loaded up and full. Expansion going down for Myopia, and Myopia is opting to just go straight for the base. He loses the Zealot, and the Stalker is getting chased by a bunch of SCVs and a Mule, which the Mule doesn't actually have an attack, by the way. I see here, no attack. And it looks like the Stalker gets trapped by a bunch of SCVs and gets killed by the Marines. So, not really a good choice by Myopia. Got 1 worker with that attack. Definitely not worth the exchange of losing a Stalker and a Zealot. Outplayed is now moving his bunker down the hill on top of Automaton. Gonna leave that bunker there. Probably gonna salvage it soon. This is flying over, going to land. And both of them are gonna be taking their expansions at pretty much the exact same time. A Stalker and a Sentry are coming out. The Stalker is going to hunt down the SCV. The SCV is going to die. Got some gateways and a robo facility coming down. Robotech's fun. Colossus are very good against Marines, which it looks like our Terran player has no intent of stopping the construction or the training of Marines. And good, the Stalkers are going to run away, realizing that they are fighting a losing fight, going against a bunker with full Marines and a handful of Marines outside. So they're just going to retreat, chill at the watchtower. Getting some mining going down, a scan. Just going to see the Stalker up here. Twilight Council being warped in from Myopia. Stimpack and +1 are being researched by Outplayed, who might try to hit some sort of nice timing attack when both of those finish. Gonna be finishing about the same time. A third being taken from Myopia. This is a base where it's really easy to take a third, because you can easily defend this. You can defend all three bases by simply holding this area. So there's this ramp that goes into your natural and main, and then this ramp that goes into your third. So if you've got this, you're pretty safe. This observer gonna hang out. Just gonna watch and see. Nope, now he's gonna go into the base, see what's going down. Got a lot of add-ons being made, some reactors to pump out those Marines. Reactor on the factory, which probably means Hellions, except for the fact that he's building a starport, so that is in fact going to mean he's probably going to lift up this factory, put the starport on it so he can pump out medevacs for his Stimpack Marines. Base is being saturated. Looks like 2 gases for both of our players. More gateways being added on, gotta get those pylons, gotta have some supplies. Currently supply blocked. Not a great situation, but it happens to all of us. Got to keep making those pylons. High Stalker count. Lots of Stalkers coming in. No upgrades are being researched other than Blink. Blink is nice. Blink's good, especially when combined with this Observer. Our Protoss players simply going to be able to blink up into the base like this. Hopefully stop some production facilities. Going to be able to snipe this reactor. Maybe get this tech lab before. Yes, looks like he will get that tech lab before combat shield finishes, and then he's just gonna blink away, taking minimal damage to his Stalkers and taking out a couple SCVs and a couple add-ons. Starting to get his third base saturated. I would think it would be a good idea to pull some of these probes off, or I guess you could take the gases, yep, and then put them in the gases. Always a good choice. Currently at 62 probes compared to the 40 SCVs of the Terran player, who is now going to start construction on his third base, which is not going to be at the actual location, but he will set it across. This time, Outplayed is prepared for the possibility of Blink Stalkers, as he has all his units stationed here, which does leave the front more vulnerable. It does have a bunker full of Marines and 3 Marauders, which are very good against Stalkers. They tear Stalkers up. Looking at tech, we're going with a Robo Bay. Colossus are pretty good, and they're nice. You can use them in conjunction with the Stalkers, as the Stalkers can blink up here, and then the Colossus can simply walk up there, being the towering creations of awesome that they are. They have an Immortal out. Immortals are solid, good units. Some Zealots, you'd think Myopia would want to place a forward pylon somewhere just so he could warp in some units whenever he decides to attack, which might be sometime soon. Factory's floating over here, so confirms our Terran player's not going to go for anything mech. He's going to stay pretty much completely bio with Marine, Marauder, and medevacs. Getting quite a few upgrades for our Protoss player. 4 more gateways being added on, which is fine. It's going to be on 3 base. Our Terran player scans and sees all of this. He's probably freaking out a bit. Getting 2 Forges Chrono Boost for some solid upgrades. He's getting charge, getting Colossus range, bringing out a Colossi. Got a lot of Zealots over here, which are going to be much more effective once they have charge, which is about to finish. Myopia Stalkers making sure that there is no third. Looks like these two groups of units are going to miss each other. And Outplayed is going to chase down these Stalkers, maybe get a few kills. Blinks away. Scans to take out the Observer. Probably gonna, use his medevacs to heal, and Myopia is on a full retreat back to his 3 bases. While Outplayed is expanding to his 3rd. Making a Viking, just 1 Viking out. To work against the Colossi, he's getting +2 infantry weapons and +1 flying ship weapons. Lots of probes. A lot of probes. 78 probes. The 43 SCVs, 5 mules though. Had a big army for our Protoss player. Moving across the field, and it looks like we might not be engagement, which isn't too optimal for our Protoss player, as he's sending his Zealots in one at a time to get massacred. He's not doing too much damage, and doesn't look too good. He splits his units up, which isn't going to do too much as he only has 1 Colossus. And he's going to leave the 2 very expensive Robo units behind to get sniped. He lost the Colossus and the Immortal when he could have retreated them pretty easily. 1 Colossus back here for reinforcements. He's got some Zealots out. He's currently at 1-1 for ground, which helps all Protoss units. All these units are better. Terran players also at 1-1. So they're even on upgrades. We're getting some High Templar. High Templar with Storm are very good against these Bio Balls. As Storm... What does Storm do? How much damage does Storm do? Storm does up to 80 damage if they're in the target area the entire time. And Marines have less health than that. Marauders only have about 40 million, so 2 Storms easily wipe out a large Bio army. But these Zealots are going to be able to do that instead. Charge being a very good ability, especially against Marauders. And it looks like this Terran army is going to be completely cleaned up. All the medevacs will probably be killed by the Stalkers. And it looks like Outplayed is in a bit of a troublesome spot, although he does have a lot of reinforcements back here. But I'm not sure it's going to be able to hold off this large Zealot army. Bunker. Marauder, couple Marines in. And it looks like he will. Yep, he'll be able to hold this. Except for the fact that the Protoss has more units. And it's a fairly even exchange with both players losing pretty much the entire army. But Outplayed is making Marines 8 at a time. He's just finished +2 in a second. +2 armor, that is. These Vikings doing nothing. You could land them to try and get some extra DPS on his Zealots, which are absolutely tearing apart this infantry army. Just slicing through them. And it looks like Myopia is going to take out this missile turret. Going to get the Zealot in the mineral line. He's going to start hacking away at the SCVs. One Stalker's going to join him, and then this Planetary Fortress is going to end up cleaning up all those Zealots relatively quickly. Zealots didn't do too much damage there. This Stalker is going to try and escape. Is he going to make it? It looks like he's going to be able to meet up with his reinforcements of 2 Colossi and 4 High Templar, which is... And then there's the Zealot army. Got a nice army of... a lot of Zealots. That's over 24 Zealots. Probably around 26 Zealots. Tank some nice damage for the Colossi and the High Templar. Keep them out of harm's reach. Although there's nothing that can shoot up. I guess the storms from the High Templar can hit the Vikings. But other than that, oh, there's 1 Stalker, but and he does use a storm on the Vikings, which cripples them. didn't completely kill him. They're still going to be able to pick off the Colossi. Deciding not to kill this one, has very low health. The Vikings are down. Morphin and an Archon. Archons are cool. They're pretty good against Bio Balls. They're not the worst unit against Bio Balls, as Archons do have Splash. And it looks like our Protoss player is going to be able to take this one, as he now has all his units in the base of the Outplayed. He's going to be able to cut down these units right when they get pulled out of the barracks. This is going to be able to group them up into a large attack force to take out these units. Marauders are not that great. Zealots pull in some SCVs to attack the units, but of course Zealots and Colossi tear through SCVs. And it looks like this game is pretty much over in the favor of Myopia. Although we do have a drop in the main Myopia. I guess he was hoping to... Well, that is a lot of High Templar. Lots of Storms. Might go for feedbacks. There's some feedbacks. Tearing this base apart, he decided to expand. Had some long distance mining, and that is the good game. With Outplayed's base being torn apart by 2 Colossi and a large amount of Zealots. So I hope you guys enjoyed that cast. I'll be sure to continue casting. I'm going to try and improve. I'm sure there might have been a couple things in that game I missed. Trying to keep up my map awareness so that you guys are able to see everything interesting that goes on. If you'd like me to cast for you, you can send me an email with an attached replay file of your game. My email is cookiekingsc@gmail.com. You should also check out my YouTube channel, which you're probably watching this on, which is the YouTube channel is called Cookie King SC2. So definitely check that out for some more awesome casts. Send me any criticism or comments that you've got, and I will be sure to try and incorporate them into my casts. So with that, goodbye, and have a good day, or good night, have a good morning as well. Could be that time of day. See you guys later.